If you're watching this video, you're probably preparing to come to your first group class with your dog with us here at Summit Dog Training. This video, we're going to talk about what you should bring to class to help your dog be successful and to help you get the most out of your class experience. So I have my training bag here over my shoulder. I find that having a bag for my gear really helps because there's quite a few different items, and so as I am holding my dog and trying to navigate into the building, having everything in a bag really helps set myself up for success. So I'm just going to go through what I have in my bag, and keep in mind that if your dog has some specific needs or requirements in excess of what I have here, you can certainly bring other things to class with you. This is kind of the minimum of what we find that students need in order to be successful. So feel free to add to this list if you have something else that really makes your dog happy and helps make your life easier. So in my bag, I have a mat. Something that my dog can lay on during class. We do quite a bit of mat work in most of our classes, and so I want something that is able to come with me to a variety of different places and my dog is used to using and feels comfortable with. It doesn't have to be their fancy bed from home. It can be something really transportable. This is a super lightweight, like travel blanket, and it just has to be able to go with you and be big enough for your dog to lay down on. If you forget your mat, we have some here you can use and borrow. That's not a problem, but I do recommend you bring your own as much as possible. That way your dog gets used to having something consistent that you can take throughout your adventures. Okay, next on the list is a leash. We recommend something that's 4 to 6 feet in length, depending on the size of your dog. If you have an average sized dog, 4 to 6 feet is really ideal. If you have a taller dog, like a Mastiff or Great Dane, 4 foot may be easier. You won't have quite as much slack to hold since your dog will be taller and thus closer to you. It's up to you. We like something that is wide enough to make you feel comfortable holding. If you have a large dog and a really skinny leash, then you're going to be kind of working through some physics issues there as you help your dog stay engaged with you. So find something that feels comfortable in your hand and that you feel safe using with your dog. On that note, for most dogs, some sort of harness is really beneficial. We really like our Freedom harness that we carry here. If you want to test it out, test one out, ask your instructor and they'd be happy to help you out with that. But there's a lot of other options too. If you have something you already are using and enjoying, go ahead and bring that. If you walk your dog on a flat buckle collar, that's perfectly fine as well. If you prefer a gentle leader and your dog is comfortable wearing it, you can do that too. But if you haven't thought of any training equipment for your dog before, a harness is usually our just general recommendation. Moving on in the bag, I have a treat pouch. Something to hold my treats so that I can easily reward as I am training my dog. We really like our Rapid Rewards treat pouch. We carry these here at Summit Dog Training. You can also get them online. And we like it because there's a lot of room for different things. So if you go for a lot of walks with your dogs and you're always juggling your keys and your cell phone and your poop bags and your treats, this is a great solution for that. One of my training hacks that we encourage our students to explore is taking a taller kind of reusable container. This is a ice cream gelato container, and utilizing that in your treat pouch. This keeps your treat pouch a little bit cleaner, allows you to utilize different types of treats in here without having to wash your treat pouch between each use. And also having your treats in a container instead of a plastic bag helps reduce the sound of you reaching into your treat pouch. If you have like a Ziploc bag and you reach in, that can often become another cue for your dog to pay attention, and we want to minimize that as much as possible. So having something where you can reach your hand right in and almost make no sound, so that way the treats aren't the cue for your dog to do a behavior, they're the reward that comes afterwards, which means we can get away from using treats more quickly. So our Rapid Reward treat pouch is one option, and then another option, and you might have found something like this. There also, treat pouches also come in small sizes. This is really cute, very basic, and useful for just treats, some poop bags. You're not gonna fit much else, but it's minimalist if that's your type of lifestyle. Okay, the next thing on your list is treats. In our classes, we do use food quite a bit. If your dog is not into food, that's okay. We can find other reward strategies, but for most dogs, food can be a really, really valuable reinforcer and something we can use really effectively. A few things to note on that is we are doing small pieces. Think about pea size or smaller, not milk bone or big jerky treats for each reward. So I have a combination of hot dogs, which are what I would consider pretty high value, and kibble, just regular boring dog food in here. So when you're coming to class, especially for the first few classes when you're not really sure exactly how much you need, bring 2 to 3 cups of food. Of treats of assorted types cut into small pieces. So 2 to 3 cups volume. I want you to measure it out in the first week or two so that you get a feel for it, because I don't want you to run out. I would much rather you have leftovers to take home and put in your fridge or your freezer and bring back the next week than to run out. Now, of course, we always have some extras here to use, but if your dog has any special dietary restrictions or likes a certain type of food better than others, then we really want to make sure that you have enough of what you need. One more last note on treats is that if you're using some popular training treats like this, Tricky Trainers or Zooks are both labeled for like training, I still cut these in halves or quarters. So even if you're using something that's labeled as a training treat, usually it's still too large for what we need. It's more about the act of eating a treat rather than needing a whole quantity of a whole big piece of treats. So if you're using something like this, go ahead and just dump the bowl out on your cutting board, cut them all up in tiny pieces, and then put them back in the bag. All right, next in the bag, a water bowl. It will be really great for you to have something to give your dog water at your class station. We will have water here. We have a bathroom here, so you can certainly fill up your bowls here, but having your own bowl just makes it more convenient that you can have a water break right in your area. Next, a Kong or a bone or something for your dog to do during downtime in class. We really like dogs to have something to engage with when we're talking or answering questions. That way we're keeping them occupied in a positive way instead of getting restless. So if your dog has a favorite toy or bone that you really like, go ahead and bring that with you as well. We also, for Kong stuffing, I really recommend a squeeze tube, like a camping gear squeeze tube. You can put peanut butter or baby food or pureed pumpkin in here, and then when you go to refill, you just unsqueeze or unscrew the tap and squeeze in what you need, and you have a easily refillable treat for your dog. And the last thing is your clicker. You don't have to use a clicker in our classes. We teach it, it's optional. We teach students that they can use a verbal marker as well. But if you are going to be using the clicker as part of your communication with your dog, then you want to make sure that's in your training bag. Okay, if you have any questions about what to bring to class before your first week, feel free to email us. We'd be happy to answer any questions that might come up. Otherwise, we will see you at your first week of class.